Good day again. I just believe that I had to do a follow-up on my previous video where I asked for the ministers and for the chairman of the Eskom board as well as the CEO of Eskom to resign. And there's one more thing that I want to touch on besides load shedding and what Minister Pravin Gordhan said on load shedding and what Eskom has planned with regards to load shedding, which, as I said, is absolutely impossible. And that is the fact that Minister Pravin Gordhan said that people in Eskom need to be held more accountable for specific milestones and for the fact that they need to meet those milestones, and if they don't meet the milestones, there needs to be repercussions. Once again, this actually translates into him keeping people responsible for what happens to equipment that have been neglected because of things that his government did in the past by keeping the lights on at all cost, etc. As well as the way that the staff at Eskom has been treated over time. So you're wanting to take dead horses, flog them more, and then expect them to perform better. That is literally what they are expecting of the people in Eskom at the moment. So I believe that the moment you set a milestone for someone to achieve, for instance, that milestone is not to have any load shedding during winter or keeping a unit online, and that unit gets a tube leak, for instance, on one of the coal-fired power stations, just because of age, how do you hold the personnel responsible? Those tubes aren't normal maintenance items. Those tubes are installed in those boilers to be there for very, very long periods of time, and they are maintained as they start leaking. So it's not a regular maintenance item at all. And obviously the minister has no idea what he's talking about when he's speaking about these milestones, which are dictated to by mechanical pieces of equipment. Now, you cannot dictate to a piece of steel when it's going to snap or when it's going to break because of too much wear and tear or too much thermal inertia or whatever it might be. So the knowledge of these people is sorely lacking. Now, if whatever people they've put together at this stage to give them advice is coming up with this absolute rubbish, I have no idea how we have a good way forward. So what I do want to say is that we need new people, or the people that have been appointed at this stage to try and help Eskom, they need to have more clout or more power, if they are the right people. I don't know who they are. I have not investigated this, and maybe I should and make another video on that. But what I do know is that what's coming out to the public via the ministers is not giving me any confidence that anything will get any better. And there I must agree with Ted Blom, that's made some statements in the past saying that this is an absolute disaster. And I believe that Eskom is in a disaster and crisis situation right now. And I really feel sorry for all the really great and excellent people working at Eskom that has to go through this, have ministers say things like, we are going to hold you people accountable when you don't meet your milestones, when a piece of mechanical equipment breaks down, for instance, and a unit trips, in which case you would lose the megawatts, compromise the grid, you would have to implement load shedding, and there is nothing that the minister or that Eskom worker could have done about that. In fact, many of the problems at Eskom is because of the government and their policies. It's because of politicians interfering in an extremely technical field. And we have to change that. We have to have a minister that either has a degree in engineering or a person that understands power generation, or someone that just won't plain and simply interfere in the power generation industry if the industry has the experts. But the moment government started politicizing Eskom started changing, and we are sitting with the results of that today. Thank you.